have a great show. This is important what we're doing. It really is. Pam really appreciates it.
What is work on or taking the canvas after getting it out to the people through his work. And you do the same thing with you, so you're representing very well in the Malcolm Jamal Warner tribute. Now we're going to take some time right now to see Malcolm Jamal in action right here on the BAF Solutions Network.
Welcome everybody into the room and to the BFA Solutions Network. I am Arnold Penix, aka A. Gregory Harris, aka the Big Black Man. Some of you know me from my radio personality days in New York City at KISS FM, WBLS, and WLIB 1190 for the National Action Network. As the Director of Arts and Culture for that company for over 16 years. My background, of course, is dealing with the fact that I was discovered and brought to New York as a comedy writer by profession for Saturday Night Live, and became an award-winning playwright and yada yada yada. Just Google. And but today's show is a tribute to Malcolm Jamal Warner. It's called Being Theo. And Being Theo was something that this young actor had to do from New Jersey. And I befriended Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was born August 18th. 1 and 8 is 9. Today is December 9th. Look at that. And that's completion. So, and that's what the number 9 represents. For those who don't know, I'm a numerologist as well, and personologist. So I use those skills to help understand the universe and understand personalities of people that I work with in the entertainment industry. So I was lucky enough to be discovered by Reverend Jesse Jackson, who's also born on the 8th. He's the 8th, October 8th to be exact. So I knew 8 was prosperity. So through Jesse, I was able to be flown to New York City to Studio 8H, and where I was able to meet the cast of The Cosby Show, which was producing the show. They had just started. It was 1984. And September 20th was the premiere date for The Cosby Show. So I got to New York in October with Reverend Jesse Jackson. So that was an exciting time for me. But like I said, so this begins the spook that's set by the sitcom door. And stories, because now during the time, this is the 9-year, 2025, where everyone is revealing things. So I like to reveal positive things. So what was done in the dark surely comes to the light, and what was unbeknownst to people, I'm able to share on this platform at the BAF Solutions Network. The Black Achievement Fund is something we should all be a part of, and that's why I fully endorse this not-for-profit and its objective. So the spook story today is I had met Malcolm on the set of Cosby. We taped in Brooklyn, and it was just announced that he was going to be hosting Saturday Night Live. Malcolm Jamal Warner on Saturday Night Live was a very exciting time because during that time I worked as an employee for the distribution department of NBC. So that means the mail clerks, the messengers, and everything. So let's put up that clip of Malcolm on SNL. So they can see that, he was there. And who else was there was a new filmmaker, a young filmmaker by the name of Spike Lee. And Spike Lee was in the development rooms, and so Malcolm had me, and his mother Pam was there. And I was there on the scene, just like soaking it all up, being the spook that stood by the door, suggesting ideas for Malcolm to do on SNL. Some of the comedy sketches, we knew we wanted him to do an imitation of Bill Cosby. So if you get a chance, look at the rerun or the old footage of him. That's Dana Carvey with Malcolm, and they were doing a Bill Cosby imitation. Of course, Bill Cosby was hot, Jello pudding and all of that stuff. He was hot, and so and also Malcolm was hot too, because, and we're going to talk about later in the program with Janae when she comes on to talk about the fan club and how he had made a major impact in the television industry and doing for black teenagers at that time. So that's some of the scenes from Saturday Night Live, and Malcolm is doing his thing, and like I was there, and he always would look over and glance at us and me, and I would just nod my head and, you're doing great, you're doing great. But one thing about that I have to tell you as a spook, Spike Lee was there. He had just done this show. All right, Spike, I'm telling on you. That's right. I'm going to tell on you. I know what platform I was going to tell it. It ain't going to be bad as Diddy, but it's pretty bad. So as far as creativity is concerned, he had just done this movie called She's Gotta Have It, okay? So She's Gotta Have It was a big, big film. It was his first film. He came in from Atlanta, from Morehouse to Spelman, Morehouse to Spelman, and he did this movie called She's Gotta Have It about a girl who had to have it, Nora Darling. So he was brought in as one of the writers for the show, and I was also on the set in Studio 8H. In Studio 8H, they taped Saturday Night Live, okay? And that's something, the number is 8, wow. In Studio 8H, they taped the show, and so we were brainstorming about some sketches, and one of the sketches, I won't name it and everything like that, but some of my ideas, I pitched some ideas, and Spike picked some ideas, and they ended up using my ideas, but I didn't get credit for it. Who got credit for it? Spike Lee got credit for it. So I didn't, of course, me being an unknown performer and everything, and I just, sucked it up and said, okay, one day I'll be able to share this. And today I am sharing it and everything. And Spike went on to become a major, major film star and producer and writer. And so here I am, just letting you know that the spook that sat by the door was on Team Jamal Warner. And I'm just happy that the idea got used. Because as a comedy writer, from North Carolina, Greensboro actually, with the comedy construction company, I was just happy that they used my material when Jesse was on the show, and also I was happy they used some of the concepts and ideas when Malcolm was doing his hosting gig. So, but definitely Spike, yeah, it's okay, bro. I support you 110% and everything, but like I said, what you do in the dark comes to the light, and I had no idea to shut up. But that's my spook, the Set by the Door story for today on the 9th of December. Wow, so that means everything comes full circle. It came to completion today. Because as a young writer, I have to tell you that when people do things, it's like someone's taking your child from you. It's like someone taking something that belonged to you and abused it. And the idea was not all the way mine, but they took a little bit of it. But if they would have done the original piece of it, it would have been so much more funnier. Okay, but you know how people take a little bit of something we're black people, we're people in America, and that's what happens to our culture as people. They take everything, black inventors, we created and invented everything. And that's what happens with talented people such as people of color, like we are. And but like I said, I was happy. I was excited, but at the time, I have to tell you, the spook that said about the sitcom door was not too happy about not getting credit for a comedy concept that was created by myself. But at the same time, Malcolm, the big objective was, is that the show was a big hit. And he did a great job hosting, and the rest is history. And now we're paying tribute to him as an ancestor. So that leads us into what he became after he went on and did television shows. He found his voice. And let's hear his poetry right now, and we can break it down and see what encoded messages we can get from his message today. All right.
Loudly, languishing ladies sing loudly. Church bells ring loudly. Bullets whirring loudly. Deferring dreams like your homie, it ain't no thing. Proudly. Another brother slain in vain in the name of justice. When you got that melanin, doesn't justice always feel like just them? It seems the only time we've been friends with the system is that one time our OJ contained a little shot of Johnny. Beyond the stars and stripes, and prison bars and stereotypes, who lives try to play Picasso by splattering red on canvases of brown skin, as if Black Lives Mattering is a game to them and not a basic right within. All men are created equal. Say her name, hashtags, validate, with shiny badges boldly violate. Sirens swell, morphing in the church bell, singing another unjustifiable death, and another mother left shouting. Loudly, languishing ladies sing loudly. Church bells ring loudly. Bullets whirring loudly. Deferring dreams like your homie, it ain't no thing. Proudly. Another brother slain in vain in the name of justice. When you got that melanin, doesn't justice always feel like just them? It seems the only time we've been friends with the system is that one time our OJ contained a little shot of Johnny. Beyond the stars and stripes, and prison bars and stereotypes, who lives try to play Picasso by splattering red on canvases of brown skin, as if Black Lives Mattering is a game to them and not a basic right within. All men are created equal. Say her name, hashtags, validate, with shiny badges boldly violate. Sirens swell, morphing in the church bell, singing another unjustifiable death, and another mother left shouting. Loudly.
Okay, loudly. Malcolm Jamal Warner, you're watching the BAF Solutions Network. I'm Arnold Penix, aka A. Gregory Harris, and I am the spook that sat by the sitcom door today. And we're going to bring in, Malcolm was born August 18th, a 9, and he made his transition in a 9-year, 2025. So that's something that's not a coincidence. That was basically his time. We're bringing Julian, King Julian is here, and King Julian has a significant role in this because King Julian, through my calculations, is one of the soulmates of Jamal Warner. He has a list of numbers that you can calculate, and it reveals who's your soulmate, who different soulmates. Like, for example, Eddie Murphy, April 3rd, falls on 7/11. I'm 7/11. Also, February 7th, that's Chris Rock. That falls on my birthday. It's like we have a little grandbaby that's born the same day as Chris Rock, February 7th. So that's me, little Arnold. They got the Gordon family, got little Arnold over there. It's always wonderful to realize it's the 7th. I think he was February 7th, yes, and everything. So you heard what he had to say, Mr. Analyst, breakdown, and this man's got a degree in physics too, so it's all encompassed, it's all together, so it's not only just him being born the same day, but he's also adding some other things to it that can embody the spirit of what's going on. So what's going on with this piece?
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. His love of Black people shows very strongly, so he's definitely brought in a lot of melanin and brought in a lot of love for our community, and also the understanding of the racism and those problems that we've had, a lot of the issues. And I believe this was toward the end of his life, because later on he gave some more speeches about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and gave, I think there's a video that he calls, some of them are false prophets. So kind of
And
like
he was also
saying-
rocking a beard. We all looked like it. You know, they was thinking, you know, that was his uncle. You know, because we had that same look. And Pam, I said, yeah, we always came from the same tribe. Malcolm and Pam and all of us. So when I was on the Cosby Show, I looked like his uncle, like his brother. You know, and so now I can see it with the beard and everything. I said, wow, that's family. So no doubt about it. Here you got a beard too. Look at there, Malcolm too.
Yeah. And much like him, I also play music. So you know,
So
he
it's something
plays
to this.
the
There's something
bass.
to this thing.
He has the bass guitar and bass and drums
Yeah.
go together very well, and that it's all.
And you also born the same Chinese New Year too. The year of the dog. He's the year of the dog. He's the year of the dog. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And he's the year of the
Learn
dog.
something new
So.
every day.
Oh, I thought you knew that. No, he's the year of the dog. I wouldn't have selected you if he was the year of the dog. No, he's the year of the dog. Malcolm
awesome.
Jamal Warner.
Well, look at God.
Look at that, so.
You also have the music, the fact that music was played in the background.
In the background,
that
yep.
It really like enhances that whole, because that was a Tiny Desk performance, and with NPR's Tiny Desk, that's another platform that I noticed has been revolutionary, because they've allowed many musicians, and now it makes me want to go see the full Tiny Desk performance.
What's a Tiny Desk? I'm ignorant to that.
So that's National Public Radio's event series where they've gone viral, and they have millions of views now, and they actually highlight a lot of up and coming artists and also well established artists. So it's been a great platform for many artists to come up, and we actually submitted I didn't get to go on Tiny Desk, but I actually
So
was
funny,
playing
Tiny Desk.
with Debbie the artist. We
Okay,
actually
Debbie the artist, Tiny Desk.
submitted for Tiny Desk as well, but
That's amazing. You know, I'm an OG. I'm an OG.
yeah.
And Tiny Desk, I don't know about me.
It's pivotal, you know. So shout out to Tiny Desk. They've allowed you to say what's on your mind. They don't
censor you?
Censor.
No FCC?
They don't censor what you're saying. So
Tiny
there's
Desk
been
is
a
a
lot of
nasty
people
desk.
to come on. Not in that way, but
Okay,
but
well, nasty
people-
mouth-wise, people say things.
Typically, people use it. It's very progressive. Like it's really.
It's a political platform, so whatever your political beliefs are, you can spout it out on Tiny Desk.
Yeah, and so like the fact that he was talking about melanin so much, and I've also been a part of marches that are for Black Lives Matter or Black Lives Matter adjacent, and there's marches and certain activities that I've been a part of. Playing the drums, like music is something that stimulates every cell in the brain, and of course that comes after our first voice of singing comes in more instruments. So of course, like you say, he mastered his voice. So hearing his voice, and he just resonates, all the walls are resonating, like you can really feel the confidence in his voice. So that's something that you can hear when he talks about love. Then it's more smooth. He's real good at changing up those vibes. When he's talking about black men, he wants you to know, like, nah, y'all got us like Picasso drawing our blood all over the walls.
Oh wow!
So he really put it out on the table. And the last thing was, justice seems like just them. And I was actually watching a video, it's in Synchronicity, just 1 or 2 days ago, and they talked about the police and how police also has that ICE, and it's like how the ICE, that's also ice cold, like it's freezing, it's hell, it's freezing. It's just, that's not something that we resonate with as melanated beings, being in more hot environments and being able to rule over our justice situations in amongst ourselves, like amongst our hierarchy and whatnot. Now it's somebody else. He's saying it's just them. It's somebody else telling me what my laws, like how justice is to them, is different than how justice is for his people. Is what I
Wow, that was pretty in depth. Well, you're definitely in tune with the vibe, with the Malcolm Jamal Warner vibe. I must tell you, and who knew everybody. So that's why this show is definitely meant to be, and meant to have the words from a spiritual connection is amazing to me. I mean, thank you, King Julian. I say. You know, this program is brought to you by Envision You. So, but we're gonna just say shout out to David Emenitier because we're short on time. So we're gonna bring in right up Quaylan, a tribute right now, and the Envision You products are there, and you can definitely be a part of that. Drinking the coffee now, everybody. Take a look at that. Come over here, Quaylan, sit down. And everything. And Quaylan is going to talk to me about this segment sponsored by Envision You. And there's Jade is over there drinking her Envision You wow coffee and everything. But we always like this segment. Black men are very important. Malcolm Jamal Warner believed in the uplift of the black man. He was a black man that was progressive and was on a major television show, gave a major platform. The Black Men's Lab talked about something yesterday, and it was intriguing. What was the topic that you implemented at the Black Men's Lab on Monday?
Yeah, so absolutely. The Black Man Lab, for those who don't know, a safe, sacred healing space for black men of all ages here in Atlanta. We meet every Monday, 6:30 to 8:30 at the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA. Every Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30 at Acoma Coffee at Privy Stonecrest. And our topic yesterday, and again for tonight, because it's Tuesday, it was cooperative economics.
Cooperative economics, that's what we are about.
That was a powerful conversation, just getting an understanding from the
And what is cooperative economics? And you talk about Kwanzaa as well.
Yeah. So Kwanzaa is the 7 days after Christmas, leading up to New Year's. Each day you have a specific principle, and those are called the Ndugu Saba, the 7 principles, and Ujama. Is it Ujama or Ujama? Ujama?
which one?
UJA for cooperative economics, like UJA, MAAA. Ujama? Okay, I just have to make sure I was pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, and that was cooperative economics. It's the 4th principle.
Okay.
And we were able to just talk to some of the business owners that's local in our community, talk about what does cooperative mean. When you talk about economics, hey, you must be bringing something to the table. So we were able to talk to the business owners to see, hey, what product or service do we have here in the room that we can work with? And it was really cool to be able to have that intergenerational flow of knowledge and
all the brothers got a chance to talk about their business and what they were building. I think this thing was a wonderful thing, and that's why I named this the Envision You segment, because this is so important. You know, it's one thing about products, but we need to also know about the uplifting of our brothers and making them economically empowered, as Garvey would do. And that's another show, but it's all incorporated throughout the BAF Solutions Network.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are our poet laureate, and I selected you to pay tribute today to Malcolm Jamal Warner. So what's your first poem today?
So the first poem will be Cloud 9.
Cloud
He
9.
talked about black men. That was a piece that I specifically wrote about black men, and it actually ties in earlier. I wrote it when I was at Morehouse, Spike Lee Morehouse.
That's right, it's a Morehouse man, everybody,
yeah.
Morehouse.
So this is actually a piece that
I ain't gonna hold that against them, but you know, this is an Aggie show, you know. Okay,
Yeah, man.
I know, but we all together at HBCU.
I say. So I actually wrote that piece then. Quick story about it. I wrote it the night before graduation 2018. I was supposed to graduate May of 2018. Did not graduate that year. Ended up graduating in 2019. And so that year, that night before graduation, when all my friends are walking and getting ready and excited and partying, I'm at home writing because I didn't know how to express myself to someone verbally, but I knew I could write something. And so,
right. So it's also healing for you to do this work.
I say it is.
Okay, so let's go on Cloud 9 right now. Take me to Cloud 9.
You see, I'm a black man with long hair. I can't rap, can't ball. Can't sell weed because if I had the tree, the stress in me would have smoked it all. Well, people keep saying they're proud of me. I'm grateful. It's true. But those uplifting words will put you on cloud 9. Now you're up there with no parachute and they're prepared to shoot you down. But I promise y'all I stand tall. Because my brothers on the shoulder put the city on the other, put the world on my back so I can't fall. Because if they do, then they free fall too. And when they hurt, then the blame's on you. Now I'm in bed, should have been asleep, but instead all the stress is in my head and I'm worrying. Because who's gonna help a black man with long hair that can't rap and can't ball Can't sell weed because if I had the tree, the stress in me would have smoked it all.
All right, that's right.
Well, people keep saying they're proud of me, and one day I'm gonna find out why. And on that day, I could proudly say, yo, I made it back to Cloud 9. This time with a parachute if they're prepared to shoot, and a jetpack. Here's why. One of those uplifting words that put me on Cloud 9 said my limit is past the sky. Cloud 9.
Cloud 9, but come down off that cloud and talk to me. Talk to me with the Cloud 9. You know, we got a song called The Whole 9, but that's another story. So give me the whole 9 on Cloud 9. How'd you come up with this?
Yeah, like I said, just not knowing that I'm sad, maybe starting going through like depressive symptoms. I didn't know anything about that. I just knew it's hard for me to talk about it. I know I'm supposed to be graduating. Family members already done flown into town.
I know, right?
Graduation party already finna be happening regardless. And I'm thinking I'm supposed to be walking. They think I'm supposed to be walking. And
I would've walked.
It's not happening, man. I promise you. When I tell you, for several days, I was up in front of the president. I was really
They
out
would
here
have to
making
stop
a
me at
case.
the door, that the guard would have to come
Man.
get him. I would have my cap and gown on, everything. I've been walking.
Yeah, it was a lot, man. That was a heavy time, but I mean, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. The whole 9 for it is in 2019. That was the year Robert F. Smith paid off all the loans for the class.
Oh, that's right. So
Yeah,
you was
man.
a beneficiary of that.
Yeah, so it was like everything happened
For a
talking
reason.
about that full circle, and then
Full
you said today is
circle.
also a 9 days. So I mean,
Today's a 9 day, the whole 9, Cloud 9. I can't get no 9.
so-
Okay,
so yeah,
well.
it all comes together like that.
Well, we're gonna bring you back, and we're gonna play musical chairs and bring Jade over here. Come on in, Jade. Okay, he's gonna swing over. She's gonna swing in. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jade, the head of the Malcolm Jamal Warner Fan Club. You know, this is a book review show as well. And Jade, how are you?
I'm doing really good. I feel really grateful. How are you?
I'm grateful that you are here, and you know your energy is so lovely, and your presence is so strong, and it's just a wonderful thing. And we talked about something when we were preparing for this segment. The book that Malcolm Jamal Warner wrote. It was called Theo and Me. What's the other
Growing
part?
Up Okay.
Growing Up
Theo and
Okay. This is interesting. The title alone, Growing Up Okay. What did he? That's a lot in that.
It's very layered.
It's very
He made
layered.
it out okay, out of childhood stardom, and that's not easy.
No, that's
That's
not
not
easy.
easy, especially for a young black boy. And he was the only young black boy on television at the time.
That's right.
We'd never seen boyhood through that lens. We'd
Never,
seen
never.
And we've only seen it recently, 2018 with David Makes Man. That's the only other time we've ever seen it. We still haven't seen that. We haven't seen it.
So it's groundbreaking at the time. We didn't even realize
Absolutely, it still is.
And it still is.
Yeah, it still is. When it comes to black boyhood and that matriculation, we don't get to see that often enough.
And this is interesting coming from a female, that you could identify and see that whole impact that he had on black boyhood.
Absolutely, I have 2 brothers and
Ah.
7 uncles.
There
so
you go.
It's really important to my family, being able to see that demonstrated.
Oh, and so and what was it like growing up with all those brothers and experience the boyhood? You know, being a sister. Did they fight over you? Did they protect you? You know, he grew up okay, but he didn't. He was the only child, Malcolm.
Yeah, he was.
The only child, but you didn't. You were surrounded by brothers.
I was. It was great. It was really great for me. My brother is extremely overprotective. When I decided I was going to go audition for Tri-Cities High School, he said, I'm going to go with my sister. I'm going to follow her. He's in 2 grades ahead of me, and he's like, well, I'm going to go to the school with her because I don't want her to start high school without me.
Oh,
Right? Isn't that
who
just
is
the
this, Cancer?
sweetest thing? Yes, my
Well, it
cancer
sound like
brother.
us. It sound like us.
Yes.
God knows. It sound like us. Of course, those who don't know, I'm a Cancer 7-11. You know, and so the whole title again, Being Theo. I named the show Being Theo and Me. It's called Theo and Me, but I named the show Being Theo. So to see the title of the book and everything, Being Theo and Me, he was talking about that's a character.
Yep.
And there's me. Okay? And Bill was a taskmaster at making sure that everybody was trying to be like the character. And he didn't want to see you, even off camera. And he's a Cancer July 12th. What a difference did they make?
Right.
He's a Cancer Piscean. I'm a Cancer Scorpio. It's a difference, different decadence.
Very different.
So, so him being a Cancer Pisces, he had this, Pisces have this delusional type of way of looking at things when a person is one way, but Pisces see them as, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, this not, they really don't see who that person is. And Lisa Bonet had the same issue too.
She did. She did with her pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Felicia got pregnant. And they had to, he said, oh no,
hit it.
Claire Huxtable is not having no baby.
Yeah.
Claire Huxtable's not having no baby, okay?
Yeah.
So the impact with black boys it still holds true today. Explain more about that.
It does, because I cannot think of a lot of shows that have showed that matriculation when it comes to girls. What we have on Netflix, we have Never Have I Ever, we have Ginny and Georgia, we have The Show Forever. But when it comes to black boyhood, we just don't see it. We saw it with David Makes Man, then unfortunately the actor Achille McDowell, he ended up going to prison for murder, which is so unfortunate. But
So it was hard for him to be that character and then also live up to the standard. So he ended up murdering somebody and going to. So this is the struggle that Malcolm had.
yeah.
And this is why his poetry was a therapeutic thing, would you would say?
Absolutely. You can see how expressive he is. And he's able to be other characters in those moments, as there's so many nuances in his poetry. So
Okay.
he's able to really take us there and step outside of being Theo. Because that's what we knew him as, that groundbreaking first episode.
Yes.
Where his father comes into the room and he's like, Dad, I made a bad grade. We all know that first episode, that
Yeah, you know,
pilot.
that pilot,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Oh, talk about that pilot, yeah.
Yeah, remember that famous line where Bill goes, I brought you into this world and I'll take you
And
out.
take you out with
That,
us.
oh my goodness. We've all heard that line several
Exactly.
times, like quoted. So that episode was groundbreaking, but after that, he wasn't able to step out of that. Then he got the show Here and Now. Do you remember that one? Here and Now.
Here and Now.
It didn't last too long, but his
With
character.
with the Scorpio, with
Yeah.
Tracy Ellis Ross.
That one, that's the one that was on BET. Here and Now,
Is
it
what?
wasn't that long.
It was real
Lauren
short.
Hill was on there.
Oh wow,
guest
that was quick.
star.
Can you pull
Omar
it up here
Epps.
now? Where is that
Yeah,
at?
Here and Now. It's on YouTube.
it's on
Omar
YouTube.
Epps did an
Look at it
episode.
today.
Lauren Hill did as well. And that character was helping children at the after school program.
Oh, the after school program
Remember that?
show.
Yeah.
They take it in Studio 8H. Yes, I
Yeah,
saw
there
that.
we go. Yeah,
There,
that was a
I walked
really
in there. I
good
said, "What's
show.
this? Is his first? That was his first show."
Yeah,
Before
we
Malcolm
got
and
to
Eddie.
see, like him in college. Like, oh, that's amazing. Because again, think of any other shows that you've seen that on. Of course, we saw it with A Different World. Dwayne Wayne and Ron Johnson, we got to see them.
Which they're bringing back,
great.
but you're going to be a part of that show. She's going to be on Different World, everybody. We're going to make sure of that.
Oh,
You hear me, Debbie? All right.
Every single time.
Every single
Yeah,
time.
but what other shows?
Shameless plug. Go on.
What other shows are there that have shown us that? The Shy did a really good job. You see a group of friends. You see
Okay.
a group of friends,
Group of
but
friends.
not like how we got to see it with
And that's why I said the fan club should not end. All of our ancestors, they got the Marilyn Monroe, they got Michael Jackson, still in making millions, okay? So I feel that significantly, the Theo tribute should have a fan club president such as yourself, so we can keep it going. It's not millions of dollars selling CDs, but we're gonna make sure that his poetry gets out there and make sure that the world knows about what his message was. And it may not sell billions and millions like Michael Jackson, but at the same time, he'll have an impact on the black youth of the future.
Absolutely.
And so we cannot let this go.
No, we can't. We can't afford to.
We can't afford to.
can't.
So that's what we're going to be doing, the Malcolm Jamal Warner Fan Club. Theo and me, growing up, okay, get that book, fan club members. All is required reading. And we're going to be reading excerpts from that during this segment. Once we get a hold of that book, we're going to get a hold of that book. All right, thank you, my darling. Okay, and she's going to go there and sip some more of that Oh Wow coffee. And we're going to bring back Q for his second poem. And what's this one about first, bro?
Yeah, so this second piece, it's about, I'm actually going to mention Morehouse in this piece.
Oh,
Enemies, the
please,
enemy.
you have
Yeah,
to.
man, I have to. I have to, of course. So it's called Enemy is the Enemy, and that one is just more so a little bit more of a reflective moment in my life, trying to figure out, hey,
No.
I want to be a better person, but at the same time, who's holding me back for real, and that ended up being me a lot
Okay,
of
so
those
this is
times.
good. This is good. So this is great. How through Malcolm Jamal, you're definitely a perfect one to be the poet laureate for this tribute because you using this platform for healing. I'm feeling that, and that's what
Man,
that's
it
what
really
you're
is
doing.
healing. And a lot of these pieces that I share, like I relate back to those times and I draw back on those emotions and feelings.
Right.
And I really get to be like, yo, this was that time in my life.
Because it's difficult for a black man to be able to
Yeah.
express himself. You know, I'll cry at the drop of a hat. I don't care, I'm a cancer. But, you know, but everybody, most men don't have the opportunity to express themselves. So they do it through sports, through aggression. But at the same time, you do it through your word, your spoken word. And that's what Malcolm had to do. All right? So let's hear that. Let's see what you got going on. All right, so he's going to set his own camera.
Oh, there we go. The enemy is the enemy when I put an end to me, but I will not let him win. The enemy is the enemy when I put an end to me, but I will not let him win. Hear me out. I'm talented, but am I coachable? Yeah, I'm approachable and sociable, but am I present? And what about emotional intelligence? Cultural relevance, is it there? I'm talking to everybody. Does anybody care? Am I empathetic, apathetic, magnetic, pathetic, patiently waiting? Am I procrastinating? Slow your roll. You know your goal. You're going for the goal, never get sold, and I ain't sold my soul. No, got affirmations. I got what? Knowledge of self, determination. Now I pop out on the promenade with proper preparation.
Okay.
Hauling up the hill to campus, singing miseducation. I get the Morehouse, bumping college dropout by Kanye, but I'ma do it my way. I'm feeling K-Dot, good kid, cold world. Wanna be a hot spot and wanna be covert. Girl, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Let's get feisty. No hesitation, high key codes to do it. I see. Gucci, icy. Gucci, pricey. I'm priceless. None like me. Except my younger brothers. We do it like no others. That's word to my cousin, auntie, uncle, and my mother. Move over mediocre, you're in my way. Got a bag to chase and I got lives to change. I'm in the chop shop, turn it to a drop top. Got a top spot, please don't get no headshot. I got a head start cause your boy is headstrong. Even if my life is short, my legacy gonna live longer than any of us. I do it for my tree community, I do it for us. Promise if I'm preaching to the choir, then I apple to my chorus. If I be a better me, the better I'll be for all of us. Said if I be a better me, the better I'll be for all of us. Check.
If I be a better me, I be.
If I be a better me, the better I'll be for all of us.
Oh, this is one. If I be a better me, I be a better me
For all of us.
for all of us. And yeah, so talk about this.
Yeah, man. Learning a lot more about emotional intelligence. That's why earlier I was able to relate to some of those different things. But then once I learned about emotional intelligence, it was so hard for me to be like, oh man, you know, instead of me just being present in the conversation, I'm like, am I being apathetic? Am I being empathetic? Am I being caring? And then I was like, got to the point where I was like, yo, if I'm even listening, I'm even here in the conversation. I'm too busy being in my own head to even like really be present. So a lot of times that one was going on in that beginning. And then what helps me get out of those, like, you know, self-destructive thoughts and tendencies and stuff like that, doing my affirmations. I'm always saying some positive things. My verses got some positive stuff in there. I listen to good music. And then that's how I got into that pieces where I'm like talking about Lauryn Hill. I like listening to Dead Prez. I'm listening to Kendrick and Cole. And those are some of the names of the people that I was shouting out during those things. Talking about walking up the promenade at Clark, Atlanta, but I'm listening, going to Morehouse, but listening to College Dropout by Kanye. It's like a whole thing going on with that and stuff. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do it my way though, because that's not the route I want to take. But I do want to do a creative aspect of it and things like that. I'm just being uplifted by like the music that I listen to, the thoughts that I have, and the stuff that I'm intaking. And then by the end of it, I'm like, yo, who am I doing this for? Like, it's more than just me, like, because if it was just me, a lot of times I'd be chilling, I'm complacent, I'd be cooling, I don't really want a whole bunch, but I got a lot of loved ones, a lot of family members, and a lot of friends that I also want to be able to take care of. And when the time calls, I want to be able to have what's necessary for them as well. Mm-hmm. So that's why at the end, I'm like, that's what really pushes me to go further and go beyond, because I could really just be thrifting and chilling, and I could be straight and only work on me. But like I say, I'll be a better me, the better I'll be for all of us, because like the better I be and the more holistic and the more full I am, the more resources that I gotta get to you and my brother and my sister, and really be able to support the ones around me. So I'll be a better me, the better I'll be for all of us.
So being a better me is first priority, you would suggest.
Yeah.
To be a better you is how you gain the power to be able to help others.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
It's true. It is.
And I think, and I definitely know that's correct, everyone. So, you know, you have to focus on your well-being, the first, and your survival, and your mental health, and all of those things. Because if you don't, people are gonna be coming to you, and if you don't, you'll lash out on people.
I'll be empty.
And you'll be empty. And what empty people do is hurt other people. And so what we want to do is make sure that you are whole, and that takes work. That takes work, and the platform. So BFA members, if you have any poetry and things, we do have a segment that we're going to have that's open to you online when you're watching our Zoom program. If you come in and you would like to share when the new year happens, and during the holiday season, of course, the remaining time that we have, you'll be able to express yourself the same way with your poetry. You know, so we invite the BAF Solution Network members and the membership of the Black Achievement Fund to be a part of this. All you do is $9 a month, and you have access to all of the social media platforms that we have to offer and all the different calendar events that we have to offer.
Only $9 a month.
$9 a month. So there's that 9 again, the whole 9, cloud 9. The address of the Chemic Club adds up to the number 9. So today, if you add the numbers together, it's a 9. So listen, it's nothing's a coincidence, and this is a completion show. We're pulling everything together on how it should be. The 9 is definitely in the building, as they say. And you gave us the whole 9 today, to you. The whole 9 with the whole type of thing. So what we want to do now is take a listen to Malcolm Jamal Warner's poem, and that's our time, everybody. And we're out of here, okay? So being Theo and me, and here's Malcolm, and have a great, great 9-day, everybody.
An irony for me is when I wanted to be fully accepted without giving my full self. Not feeling safe enough to be vulnerable, I lament that I was only being loved based on what I thought was safe to present. I spent years in a relationship hiding, halfway knowing I was neglecting me, allowing myself to be disrespected since I was already disrespecting me. Friends who knew me well looking at me like, who the hell is he? It's deep. I've learned that a compromised soul may let you sleep, but will never let you rest until you address the parts of you that can't be dressed up with a smile and, yo, I'm fine. So I'm on this quest to embrace a self-love so radical that I honor every aspect of my being, even the broken I'm working to heal. Dim my light for no one. An irony for me is when
The revolution will not be televised.
I like to sit and meditate on what it is I'm going to work on, or I meditate on the canvas, and after a while,
Statements out to the people through his work, and you do the same thing, Q. So you're representing very well here on being the Malcolm Jamal Warner tribute. Now we're going to take some time right now to see Malcolm Jamal in action right here on the BAF Solutions Network.
Great hosting today.
Yeah, it's becoming